Hey everyone, welcome to the Discussion May Cry podcast, your source for all things Devil May Cry, whether it be news, information, speculation, and so much more within the DMC universe. I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Hunter and Fallen. How's it going, guys?
It's been a hell of a crazy party, but I'm fine. I am doing great.
Yeah, so we're finally here. All three of us have finally played through DMC 5, and now we're going to give our review of the game. We're going to talk about everything in depth, so we'll go into spoilers. So if you still want to stay away from the spoilers, just come back to this video once you're done with the game. Alright, so as I said, we're going to go in depth, so we're going to talk about everything we possibly can. I'm pretty sure we're going to miss a few things here and there since there's so much to go through. But if we do miss anything, we'll just cover it in the next episode. Alright, so let's get into it. We're going to break this down into a few different sections. We're going to start with the gameplay and weapons for each character in Devil May Cry 5. So before we get into the gameplay, let's just talk about our general thoughts about the game itself. So guys, what did you think? Your first thoughts after playing Devil May Cry 5?
It was a long time coming, and we deserved
it. it was everything I'd hoped for and a little bit more.
Yeah, and I thought the game was great. There are so many moments where I'm like, holy shit, this is absolutely amazing. There are some minor nitpicks that I have with the game. It's not perfect, but it is very, very enjoyable that I'm pretty sure every single DMC fan will be satisfied about. So, yeah, now let's just get right into it. Let's get into the gameplay, and let's start with the first character that we play with, which is Nero. So, guys, Nero, what do you think?
Very middle of the road and bland, but it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't anything groundbreaking. I mean, some of the Devil Breakers were very interesting, and I had fun with them, but at times, just I don't know. I didn't appreciate them as much. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even touch half of them. My first playthrough was just Mega Buster only. So
I absolutely loved how unique the Devil Breakers are from each other. They're very different. They all have different styles. So I really enjoyed it. And I thought Nero was a lot of fun to play with. He's the only one that can grapple enemies with his arm, which is very helpful, very useful. So yeah, I enjoy playing Nero, and obviously there's a lot of moves from DMC4 that are back in this game. So I thought it was great. I thought he was great to play with. Now, he is my least favorite to play with out of the three, but he's not bad at all.
well, I mean, Nero had some cool extras going for him, especially with his Buster arm mechanic. His Buster arm was fun because it added the executions to the enemies. My favorite one is when he grabs the scythe wielders or whatever. I don't know what to call them because I can't pronounce what they were called in the game. Um, he would grab them by the head and he would or the neck and just start shooting them in the head and kicking them down like they're nothing. I was like, it's pretty funny. Nero is a lot more brutal than Dante or Virgil is. He's more of a brawler, and I appreciated it.
A lot more vulgar, also.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell. I mean, the end of the game showed you that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, yeah, so even though he is my least favorite, he's still super, super fun to play with. And, I've never been a huge Nero fan, but I gotta say, he was great to play with in this game. Super smooth, and also... Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say, he's got the best personality of the three characters. His personality is what had me looking forward to playing as him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, I mean, I don't know if I'll agree with that.
I thought it was interesting. I mean, that they weren't all the same type of comedy because they all had their moments that were that I found hilarious. But I mean, Nero's was, I guess, it was unique. It just wasn't a carbon copy of Dante.
Yeah,
I guess I could say.
Yeah, that's what I appreciated because in DMC4, they're pretty much the same character, but over here we do get more.
Yeah, minus Sans, him screaming Kyrie at the top of his lungs every 5.
Oh, we're gonna get to Kyrie. I have a lot to say about her, even though we never see her.
Okay.
Yeah, so do I. I do have one complaint about Nero while playing as him. It was the fact that it was the same button to grab enemies as to use the Buster Arm. So whenever I was or the Devil Breaker. So whenever I was trying to use the Devil Breaker, if I was locked onto an enemy, which sometimes you need for certain Devil Breakers to really work well, it just grabbed them instead. I'm like, oh fuck, I wasn't prepared for this.
No, I got an even bigger complaint about that. I'm sitting there in Nero, and we might as well let the cat out the bag now. We already get the spoiler tag.
Yeah.
When Nero is in Devil Trigger, and I'm trying to use Showdown, I sometimes end up using the breaker instead of the actual button presses that I was trying to. Maybe it's just me, but
Yeah, because for Dante and V, the Devil Trigger button is L1 on PlayStation, and for Nero, that's to break the Devil Breaker. So it was very confusing. I just wish they switched that up.
I will say this: on PlayStation, is Devil Breakers on D-pad.
Say that again.
His Devil Trigger is on D-pad.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's on the D-pad, so that's why I was just pretty confused when it's like, holy shit, I didn't mean to do that. I mean to have my Devil Trigger on, so that was a little confusing. But other than that, I gotta say, I gotta give some.
Oh, go ahead.
I gotta give some props to Blue Rose. I thought the weapon was great. I don't know why. It just feels more impactful. Just whenever you use it, it just feels good. I don't know what it is. So because I use that a lot more than I thought I would, even though it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. I thought it was impactful.
Well, Blue Rose now works as intended. Now it doesn't just feel like a pistol. Now it's more of a multi-purpose.
Yeah.
So one's an armor piercing shot, then one's to pierce armor. So one's to pierce armor and one's to do damage. So it uses 2 types of ammunition, and you can tell that in the opening cutscene.
Right. Okay, so should we move on to our next character?
Well, hang on. What's everyone's favorite? I mean, we can already take guess hunters, but what's everyone's favorite Devil Breaker?
That's tough. What's yours?
I'll do favorite and least favorite. Because my favorite initially after playing the demo was Gerbera, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm slowly being taken by the Tomboy. Just because of the boost that it gives to both Blue Rose and what do you call it?
Red Queen.
Yeah, Red Queen. Like you pull off some really, really wild combos with those once you use Tomboy. My least favorite is the Helter Skelter.
Oh, Helter Skelter's fun for me. That's my third favorite.
Yeah, for me, the Gerbera is my favorite. It's very, very useful in combat, especially if you keep getting hit. As for least favorite, I'm not sure. I mean, there is a few that don't really do anything, right? Well, wasn't it the Pasta Breaker or something?
Oh, the Pasta Breaker was great. Don't you dare badmouth it.
Well, we're wondering what it does, because I used it only twice, and I was like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, there was 1 or 2 that just does nothing, so...
The Sweet Surrender, I hated.
Yeah.
Sweet Surrender is a healing item.
I know, but I didn't do anything. I hated it. I always wanted to switch to that one, to break that one instead of another one. I'm like, I don't want to carry this. I've got full health. And during my duration of having it, I'm like, I have full health this entire time. So,
But it does help your secret ending. I did see it help do that.
And
So,
what do you guys think about the Mega Buster?
I love the Mega Buster. It's crazy because it changes all the animations for Nero. His jump animation is literally Mega Man's jump animation. I was like, yeah, that's amazing. And how you spawn into the level was cool. And when you die, you explode. I thought that was a nice touch.
Really?
Yeah, they did a really good job. It was a good love letter to Mega Man. So it was cool.
Yeah, and whenever you see the Mega Buster in cutscenes, it looks absolutely ridiculous because of how big it is.
Yeah, but the thing is like everybody knows Nero runs around with this prosthetics now, so it's like no one asks too many questions or ask anything at all.
Yeah, but it is very useful to play with, but my god, it's way too big.
No, it's funny to me, especially when you have on Nero's EX color. Oh my god, it's super funny. But its super attack does a lot of damage.
Right.
So when you fully charge it, it does like one huge mega blast, and it's really fun.
Yeah, it is great to play with. Alright, so let's just move on to V. Okay, so this is the first time we're ever playing as V. This is his first appearance in a DMC game. And his combat is definitely very different from the other two. But I loved it. I absolutely love his combat. He is, a lot of people have pointed this out, he's super easy to play with, which is true. But it's still fun. What do you guys think?
I don't see why people are complaining about him for it. I mean, canonically, he doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Rip. Pull one out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, he went back to where he was supposed to be, so if he no longer exists canon-wise, so what's the point of complaining about how easy he is to use?
But I
accept him as is and move on.
I thought he was alright to play as. Honestly, he was the one I played mindlessly a lot. Like I just honestly I just kind of turned off my brain and it still works. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the one character that if he turned on auto assist, no one would blame him.
I didn't even turn on auto assist and still. Like it was the first time that I hit a triple S rank, I think. And I think that was the first time I was playing as him too.
Same. Well, yeah, I didn't like recognition. I played with him, but it was cool. Okay. I'm gonna say this. I really did enjoy him, but I was thinking that if you play on anything harder than Sons of Sparta mode, he's gonna have trouble because they're gonna know to come for him.
Yeah.
They're not gonna bother fighting his animals. So good luck with that if you play on anything harder.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely want to try him on Dante Must Die. I do have Dante Must Die unlocked, so I might.
Man, you son of a bitch. Anyway,
I might.
Before I did, okay.
Yeah, I might go into that. So, yeah, and also, while you're playing as V, obviously his Crimson Cloud theme song, is in the background, and dear God, it is so good. It just, it's
that is bad. I told you it was gonna be good.
It's
but no one believed me.
So epic when you play as him. It just makes everything feel more epic. Yeah, that's the word.
Actually, I wanna file off another complaint that I had while playing as Nero. At some point, I got a glitch where the music turned off, even when I was getting S rank combos.
Yeah, I got that as well.
It's so silent.
Yeah.
I never got it, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Because I switched Nero's theme song immediately, so I wouldn't know anyway.
Which theme song do you have?
The MC3 soundtrack and just didn't bother. I put it on the Cerberus battle theme.
Not a bad choice.
I mean, they didn't give for all the good music they had. That's a whole nother story. We're just not going to go into that. I'll go into that later.
Yeah, so Crimson Cloud works so well in this game. And yeah, and also, what do you guys think about V's Devil Trigger?
Very interesting.
Man, V as a character is interesting because I'll say this for V's whole character. He's like, when Griffin finally explains what's going on, and you see why they're there and they're who they are, I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. So V is the leftover parts of Nello Angelo and his human side, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Also, we have to bring this up. You can read a fucking book during combat. Guys, is he the best character or what?
Here's the thing about that. I want him to read all 14 verses of the book. I want a PC mod for that.
I thought that was hilarious. Just seeing him read the fucking book while his minions are attacking the demons. Oh, it was super. I thought that was cool.
Nah, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Kakashi Sensei from Naruto.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, Naruto, because you know how Kakashi always had his dog Paku that could go and do things for him while he's reading his book? Yeah. He is Kakashi Sensei. That is what he is now.
See, that's what it is. That's what's in V's book. It's not a book of poetry or anything. Or it does have poetry in it, but it's actually a porno mag.
Yeah, it's Make Out Paradise Part 5.
My god, how did he get it?
He knows Jiraiya. He met Jiraiya through the Summoning Toad.
Yeah, and
Anyway, it's a whole new headcanon. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so I thought his Devil Trigger was okay. I thought V was a great addition to the series, and we'll talk about where we're going from here. But yeah, I would not mind seeing him in a future game if that's ever possible, and I'm excited to play him in Bloody Palace.
I'm just excited for that in general. And I do have another section I want to add on to the podcast. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, sure. Now let's move on to the guy, our boy, Dante.
The man, the myth, the legendary devil hunter.
Damn right. So,
Good segue.
let's just get into this because there's a lot here. He has obviously the most weapons and the most variety in combos. So, guys, Dante, what do you think?
Much like the game, everything I wanted and just a little bit more.
It's so beautiful.
He has things I never knew I needed. And this is a time where the hand-to-hand combat weapon doesn't suck.
Oh, it was so beautiful. I found myself using the Balrog so much, and I was like, at first I was like, I might use it once or twice. No, that was my constant weapon. That was my go-to. Felt like a kung fu master.
Yeah.
When you get Balrog and King Cerberus as your go-to, then yeah, you're fine.
This is
Sure.
when we start playing as Dante. That was at the point of the game where I'm like, dear God, the combos they're absolutely out of control. It is insane what you can do in this game. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, but I give that to the whole team at Capcom for that, because Itsuno knows what we want. He is the guy who created that whole combo culture with DMC3, so I give it to him.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they just upped it like 10 times over here in this game. So, yeah, let's just break down some of the weapons. So, first of all, Rebellion. All the classic moves. I mean, nothing really new with Rebellion by itself.
Well, I can't speak to Rebellion's model, and now it looks more like a sword as it's supposed to.
Yeah.
I
did like the new design.
Yeah, it's not overly comical like the last two games.
Yeah, and Okay, so we also get the Devil Sword Sparta, which is literally has all the same moves as the Rebellion, which was I thought was I thought there would be some variety. I thought there would be some difference
Yeah.
with those two weapons, so that was kind of disappointing. Like, really, what's the point of getting the Devil Sword Sparta by itself when there's no difference with these two weapons?
The Devil Sword Sparta is just basically a reskin.
Yeah, absolutely. That's yeah.
But there's only one character that can make Sparta do it to expand Sparta, but she's not playable, unfortunately, because her main sword is Trish.
Right. That's true, but like Fallen said, it's just a skin of the Rebellion, so that was disappointing.
Yeah, well, I agree there. They could have done so much more after they did a lot with it in 4, but maybe I'm just a scrub and don't know how to play with the sword.
Yeah, and what about the Balrog? You guys absolutely love it. This is my least favorite Devil Arm. I didn't use it as much as the others. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it takes a lot of concentration. If you're gonna get at least 90% out of it, it takes a lot of concentration. Yeah. Because you can either use it in either mode. But me, I found myself switching to them on the fly. I was punching and kicking in the same combo.
Sam, honestly, let's also talk about let's talk about the styles. What did you guys find yourselves using the most?
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, all right. So we've got the Swordmaster over there.
Yeah, I mostly use Swordmaster or Trickster. I never touched the other two. I never touched Royal Guard. I never touched Gunslinger. I didn't need them, so.
See, I was very much a Trickster player who, on occasion, or a lot, I would switch between that one and Swordmaster. And then, to really put the je ne sais quoi on a combo, I would switch to Gunslinger. And I'm not gonna lie, after Hunter helped me get the Kalina N, I never switched to the other two. That was just constantly my major use.
Wow.
I mean, I set you up for the weapon you would have missed because I missed it. I gave you the double Kalina N right when you were supposed to get it.
There was a chance I could have gotten it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you would. I just know you would have missed it because I missed it the first time through. I had to go back and get the Kalina N. Well, I mean,
I feel like I would have gotten it just because when I looked down to where you're supposed to go hit the thing, the first one that I noticed was the one that I was not looking for, but like the one that would have gotten me the Kalina N, and I was very exploratory in my playthrough. I wanted to try to find all the secret missions. I did not, by the way.
Ooh, it's tough. It's tough to find. Yeah, to find them. Yeah. Okay. Also, let's just get this out of the way. Ebony and Ivory, useless as always.
No, they weren't useless. I used them a little bit. I didn't find them useless.
I like them in the reboot.
I just think they could have been so much more. I still think they could be so much more.
I mean, I want to see them. I want to see him use those as a weapon. I want to see him start pistol whipping demons with them. That'd be cool.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I just wish they would give a little more to Ebony and Ivory because they're, for the most part, you don't really use them. So just
you use them to extend combos. That's about it. To extend keep your stylish meter up. That's what they're used for now.
Yeah, but
the first 2 games, let's be honest, the first 2 games you get to basically most them down with your guns.
That's true. Alright. Now let's talk about my favorite Devil Arm, which is the Motorcycle Cavalier. Dear God in heaven. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, I'm surprised before I played the game, I thought that would be the one I would use the least because from all the trailers and from the gameplay we saw prior to release, it looked a little slow. But no, I was completely wrong. This is the weapon I use the most in combat.
No, you know how to use it. It's pretty fun.
Oh,
it's slow, but you can also speed it up. So it's like that balance of speed and power, just like a real motorcycle would be to drive.
Especially when you're using Swordmaster and using the Cavalier. My God. It is beautiful. It is beautiful how good these combos are. So that is my personal favorite.
I'm just getting around to using it. In my second playthrough now, I'm just getting around to using it. I like it.
I played with it a bit. I thought it was alright. Nothing that I would use profusely, and it's nothing that I did profusely. When I first got it, I played with it a bit to see like what it was like, to see how it felt to me, and I thought you could do some pretty interesting things, but just it didn't scream out to me.
You guys are insane.
Well, here's the thing that I will say. I did feel like I noticed a touch of Trish to that specifically, just because when you can actually get around on the motorcycle and ride it, and then you do the spin move on it, I was like, that is something that I could see Trish doing, and that I feel like Dante saw Trish do once, and he wanted to do it too.
Yeah, and that's why I like using it. Reminds me of Life number 1, for me at least.
And even in mid-air, you can do a bunch of combos with the Cavalier, so it was really useful, I thought.
And there's a whole secret mission built around just using that bike. So,
yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I just went through that, before we started recording. So... Alright, and let's get on to the Cerberus, which is a returning weapon, but this time it has... You can use fire and electricity with the weapon as well. So, I didn't get around to using this as much. I do want to use it more in my next playthrough, but it's still fun.
It is incredibly fun. That was my second favorite. Well, I mean, my favorite.
I'm going to say this. I don't like King Cerberus that much.
Wow. You mean the boss battle?
It's not as damaging as it's not as damaging as it was before.
Oh, okay.
If that's the sense. But I can just feel myself just pressing triangle. I can't do the complicated combos with it. I mean, it's not really that fun to me. I mean, the only time I use it is in fire staff mode, and even then, I don't get that much out of it. That's fair.
And
it's just lackluster for how they made it to be, but I see why they have it.
And obviously, we're gonna have to talk about the merging of the Devil Sword Sparta and the Rebellion. I'm blanking on what the name is.
The Devil Sword Dante?
Oh, there we go. The Devil Sword Dante, which is your primary sword that you use once it is merged together. It is very powerful.
That was honestly really fun to use on my fly.
Yeah, it was. Especially with Swordmaster. Oof.
Man, I feel like that's the weapon that they focused on more than anything. Because it has so much it can do.
Yeah, that's true. See, they plot twist. They built the entire game just because they had that idea. They're like, we have to build a game so that we can do this.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, like I said, I liked it. I liked everything else in the game. Alright, hold on. Guys, go ahead.
Alright. Yeah, I thought it was great. With Swordmaster, it just kicks so much ass. So, I loved it. Alright, let's get on to the double trigger for Dante. First of all, Dante looks badass when he's in double trigger mode. And
one of the best designs for double trigger, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I think this is my favorite design of the Double Trigger, besides the reboot, because I'm biased. But yeah, so far in the original series, this is my favorite design. It looks super cool, super badass. And Double Trigger, as always, is a great boost in the in combats. What do you think?
It is very much a great boost, honestly. What do you call it? I felt it was really easy to charge it up because I felt like I wanted to save it, but I'm like, I mean, there's a lot of devil trigger orbs
Yeah,
just on the way to where I'm going, and just one really boosts you up a lot, and
yeah,
you can pull off some really insane combos, especially after you get the devil sword of Dante. What do you call it? When the extra swords pop up, that takes things to a whole new level.
you're right. It is easy to charge it back up, and I don't see that as a bad thing. So, and Hunter, what did you think about the Double Trigger and his look as well?
The Sin Double Trigger, yeah, I liked it. It's
No, no,
nice to
his
have in my
original
uniform
Double
instead of
Trigger.
his original Double Trigger.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, his original Double Trigger is cool. I like to be able to turn it on and off now instead of just having it sit there and waste meter after you're done with the fight.
You can turn it off.
Yeah, you can. Compared to I was speaking in comparison to past games, you just turn it on and it just kind of burned through. And I was like, oh, what's the point? I can't go fight. I can't carry it into the next fight.
Right.
It reminds me of it's kind of like the way it's kind of like what DMC2 did. DMC2 you could turn it off, but you could turn it on for certain attacks and do more damage mid combo with it. So you can let it go for like 2 bars and then turn it off, so you can be more sparing with it. Kind of like on Nero's magazine. Reminds me of that.
Yeah, and you already mentioned this, so let's get into it. Sin Double Trigger. Dear God. This is powerful. Super, super powerful. But the great thing about this is that it also, when it comes to your health, you don't regenerate health when you have Sin Double Trigger on. So it does make it a little challenging. You can't just blast through people. You have, when it comes to bosses at least, you have to be a little cautious. So guys, what do you think about Sin Double Trigger?
Very funny use. I loved it.
Well, it depends on what attacks you have equipped. Because my favorite one to use is the Stinger because it infinitely puts you in a tornado.
Yeah.
And it lasts as long as the meter lasts, so it's hilarious to me.
It's
Like
insane.
a Tasmanian devil just going through people.
Yeah. So
I do like the Inferno ability. The first time I saw that, I was like mind blown. I was like, I just did an anime attack in a DMC game. I'm amazing.
Yep.
it was absolutely a great addition to Dante's repertoire. So I thought it was great. And
plus now we know Virgil isn't the only summon swords boy.
yeah, and when we first got it, I wasn't really sure if I was going to use it at all. I thought, okay, the Double Trigger itself is going to be completely fine. But once you get to the later boss battles, it helps a lot.
Yeah, because you can almost tell that after you got the Double Trigger, certain bosses were built around you using that on them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like King Cerberus was built for that. If you struggled at all with that, it's because your meter wasn't filled and you used it too early.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so let's move on, because we talked a long time about that, and there's a few more sections to go through. So let's get on to supporting characters in the game, which is Nico, Lady, Trish, Kyrie, and anyone else in the game. So guys, what did you think about all these supporting characters? I'm gonna start with Lady and Trish. They are completely useless in the game, which is upsetting because these characters are badass and we don't see them have a shining moment at all. They do absolutely nothing in the game. Yeah, it was really disappointing that they didn't even have one shining moment, like just one cutscene where they just kick ass. No, they're out of the fight most of the time, and you just see them naked, censored. That's it.
Damn you, censored!
No, but the Japanese version and the PC version, they're not censored.
Well, they're not censored in the PC version so long as you don't install a certain patch.
Yeah, of course, but still, that's what the Japanese think about SJWs. That is their thing. They said we're gonna make them naked, and you're not gonna stop us.
Are they
So
wrong?
I give them credit. I give them credit for the middle finger that they gave. So
Yeah, so I just wish they did at least a little more in the game. So yeah, Fallen, you have any thoughts on this?
Lady is still top tier waifu, but I like that Dante mentions how badass they are at the beginning of the game. He's like, "You just took out the two most badass ladies I know. You must be the real deal." And I was like, I wish we got to see a bit of that fight at least. Although I did appreciate that they did appear as bosses. Like they didn't do much for us, but I mean they did do some shit. And it did the bosses that they were, it felt like they were very much geared towards to how they actually are. Like Lady Artemis was very much a ranged attack user. And then Trish as the Cavalier Angela was also fun to fight against. And she had her mount, of course.
Yeah, but the thing is, you had to do that fight as two parts. It was funny because V only killed the horse, and I'm like, V, calm down. You just killed the horse. Don't be excited.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go on to Nico. She's a big part of this game, and I thought she was cool. Super
She grew
sassy.
on me. I didn't really like her at first, but she grew on me.
So I like the chemistry between her and Nero.
Yeah.
I thought it was much better than the chemistry that Nero's ever had with Kyrie. My only complaint, her voice. I really, it's got a southern drawl to it, which I can get down with, but just I don't know, mixed with her words, it just really, really kind of grated on me. I was not a fan of it.
Nah, I was a fan of her. I live in the South, so I'm used to it. So even if you hear it, I don't. So it's okay.
I agree with Fallen. I wish the voice was tweaked a little or something. But other than that, she is very useful in the game. She has a few badass moments. She's helping Nero a lot of times. So yeah, I thought she was super cool. But the
I
one,
thought her more hilarious than anything.
yeah, the one funny thing is that there are these phone booths throughout certain levels. She just comes right in, which I thought was hilarious. Like, wait, where is this phone booth appearing in? Like, where are we? Why is there a random phone booth right there?
No, my favorite thing is she just drove it out of the freaking ground, and I'm like,
oh my god, what kind of van does she have? Like, when I was training that, I told my friend, because he wasn't, he like looked away for a second, so we missed out. I'm like, no, go back in the stream. You watch that. That is wild. I want a van like that can go through the ground.
Oh, and since we are on the subject of the van, I wanted to mention the Easter egg DMC2 on the cattle guard in the van. It says Minotaurus, and that was the fire boss in DMC2. Just pointing that out.
Oh, did not notice that.
Yeah, I didn't notice that either.
Yeah, so
I thought that was fun. The van was fun, and I would think that the van is a part of secretly a transformer that she's building.
yeah, so instead of the regular divinity statues that we get to upgrade our stuff, we just get Nico come in here with her fucking van. So I just thought that whole sequence was hilarious, and also phone booths just appearing out of nowhere. Thought that was funny, but I didn't mind it.
Well, I mean, you still are technically using a divinity statue. She just has a mobile one because remember she's got a tiny one on her workbench.
Yeah, that usually that B usually uses.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also like to point out another moment that I really appreciated. After you get Lady, and Nico's like, you gotta help me dig. Here's a shovel. What do you call it? She was like, well, do you have something for me to wear? She just gives her the shovel. Yeah, that was honestly a really great moment. I appreciated that. And then Trish can just magically make her clothes appear. I thought that was also another.
That was funny.
Another funny thing.
I mean, she is the only full demon on in the whole crew, so yeah, it makes sense.
Fair. I mean, she just straight up bippity boppity boo, bam.
And I gotta touch on Trish for a minute. Trish was too savage. She says, "I'm not your mommy V. I just happen to look like her."
Damn. Oh, that was. I like that too. It's pretty good.
All right.
V's like, shit, you could have fooled me.
Look,
Hunter just wants to help her mommy.
Man, I just like Trish. Okay, leave me alone. I don't like her for that reason.
Look, my God, when Lady was the one driving the van and then she did the little wave, I was like, oh, damn, wild. Well, I feel like we've talked about them enough. I feel like we got to move on to Kyrie.
Yeah, I was about.
The disembodied voice of Kyrie.
Yeah. Damn it! I was even at the end. You fucked me. I was like, okay, we're gonna see her at the end. We're gonna see her updated design. Maybe they did something really good with her. No. Even at the end, you couldn't give me that. Come on, he said he's coming home, and I'm like, yes, after this fight, bam, just go straight up, drive home, say hello to Kyrie, let us see her once, give us another kiss. Come on, man.
And nothing.
Well, I mean, considering she's been living with Nero for a while now, I imagine her dressing kind of like more punkish or having a little more attitude to her design, but her general personality is still that of an angel.
Yeah. You couldn't even give us a character model to look at. Even Eva got a character model.
Yeah, I thought that was.
She's relevant to the mainline plot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is she other than the flashback?
Well, I mean, yeah, she's the one who gave us the two demon hunters that we are so enamored with. 3 by extension if you count Nero, so hey, without her, none of this would be possible.
I don't know. My frustration really it runs high. I'm normally a calm person, but that one really rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, so.
Like we got to see so many of our favorite characters come back looking all smack dab and new in the RE engine. We even got Morrison looking damn fine. Kind of reminded me of Morgan Freeman. But no. No.
I didn't think about that so now.
That's all I could think of the entire time. Like, thank you, Morgan.
Kind of sounds like him now that you think about it.
Yeah. Just.
I just.
Oh yeah. Speaking of weird characters that look like somebody else, did you see the guy in the beginning cutscene looking at the demon tree, kind of like Elon Musk?
Yes, I did notice that. Like,
okay,
wow, right. They really brought everyone into this game. They brought Elon Musk after he helped PewDiePie. He said yes to anything.
I mean, he can. Holy shit! What if he runs the Ouroboros Corporation?
Oh, fuck. You know, no,
anyway,
he's the new head of Umbrella. There we go.
Oh God, that's even worse. I mean, he might run it well, but I mean, at least there's no virus outbreak, so we're fine.
Yeah, he's just fixing them.
Okay, we're going off on a tangent. Let's get back on track.
Yeah, back to Kyrie, not even being in this game. Come on, look, she was Nero's support when he was really everything that he knew with that one phone call. Just flashed to her for a second. God damn you!
It was.
Well, I mean, she's busy taking care of an orphanage. I mean,
I don't even like her character. I just needed this. God damn it!
yeah, nobody likes her character. Nobody liked the character, but come on, yeah, I see it. Don't tease everybody with new models. Not happening.
Like even Virgil's new model just looks so good. I love the design of his jacket, and then Dante's new jacket was excellent because he had the skull in the back. It was all so nice and looked so pretty.
And then, bam, you don't get Kyrie.
Yeah, they really teased us and they blue balled us on it.
Yeah, but I do want to say for the fans out there, if you want to see what Kyrie looks like, just look at Orihime from Bleach or her model from DMC4.
I swear to God, yeah, that's probably what they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's probably, yeah, just go ahead. I mean, Orihime and her have the same voice actor, so it makes sense.
Yeah, so it was very, very surprising to not see her at all in the game. Like, Fallen was talking about. Just nothing. It was very surprising, and I don't know if the word is lazy. I don't know, but like one time, one scene could have been more than enough. But nothing. You just hear her voice, which I thought like it was funny. It was.
I can defend it a little bit because that would have took extra money they probably didn't have to make after paying Silas to write that crappy. The human we all hate, not the one we love.
They should have demanded their money back from Suicide Silence.
Contractually, they could take the money back, but, you know.
But in the spirit of the fans, Suicide Silence, look, just give the money back, man. Just give the money back. We need it for more animation assets and models. See, I would be extra annoyed if they showed Patty and not Kyrie. I would have been done. That's it. I would have quit.
I do want to mention one thing.
Well, you know, go ahead.
Yeah, so okay, so before the end battle, Nero calls Kyrie, and he tells her nothing about the situation of what's going on, but she already has this super motivational speech for him, which I thought was so hilarious. Like, wait, she doesn't even know what's going on, but she's like, no, you can, whatever she says, like, wow, you really, you've come up with this at the top of your head.
I mean, in all fairness, probably used to it with him.
Maybe, yeah.
Probably. But here's the one thing I can say about Kyrie's character. Maybe there was more that maybe the Order of the Sword did some experiments on her, and she already,
I mean, she let's keep in mind. I mean, a lot of this was on the news for a bit about the not the exact details, but she knew that Nero was going back to go get his arm.
Yeah,
at least a month has passed. The only thing that she doesn't know is that he's got a dad, and he didn't say that it was his dad. He's like, when I met you, I didn't have a family, but now I do. I don't know how to feel about this. And she's like, look, you always do what's right. And after that, it was a very anime moment too, where grew his arm back.
Yeah.
What about that?
All right. So another supporting character obviously is Virgil, but we're gonna talk heavily about him in the story. So let's get into it.
Into the story.
Yeah. All right. So we're already at the 50-minute mark. There's so much to talk about in the story mode.
Well, yeah, this is definitely the one podcast where you really gotta extend.
Yeah. Okay, so the story mode. Here we go. So there's this apparently at the start of the game there's this new demon that's come back, the Demon King, Urizen, but oh wait, he turns out to be Virgil. So
Man, I'm gonna say this first and foremost. Man, how did anybody not notice that yours face underneath the mask was a lot like Virgil's first double trigger form?
Honestly, I didn't know. I was like, that looks like a little bit of blue underneath, but it never clicked.
Okay, all right. Because you didn't really see it that good in the trailers, but once you saw it in game, I was like, yeah, that's Virgil.
So yeah, Urizen is Virgil. Virgil rips off Nero's arm. We find out that Nero's father is Virgil, which we already knew, but that was a big reveal in the game. And yeah, Virgil is once again the big bad. And so there's a lot, obviously, to talk about in the story mode. So guys, let's just first talk about Virgil, Urizen, and V being part of Virgil as well. Okay, where do we start?
V being part of Virgil. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah, the separation using the Yamato. So how did this, not come up before? How did he not think of it before?
Everybody kind of forgets that Yamato can cut through. Nobody forgets that Yamato can cut through dimensions, but nobody knew the other thing.
That it can cut through, what do you call it, the bonding of demon and human?
Yeah. No, I mean, you would kind of expect it, but not really.
But I mean, thinking about
Virgil,
it, is that
really...
Virgil
didn't use a magic spell, remember?
True. I'll give you that.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the game, we have a face-off with Urizen, and apparently he's can kill everyone because he takes down everyone we know, and Dante calls Nero dead weight, which is what motivates him to show Dante that he can really do this. So...
And he was dead weight up until the end. So he used power of friendship and love.
Yeah, that's...
yeah.
Yeah, so...
And
also...
the power of fuck you, Dad, but anyway.
Also, we got more backstory about why there's so much hatred between Virgil and Dante. We get a flashback of Dante's mother. So yeah, the whole thing was very interesting.
I mean, that whole flashback wasn't even needed, honestly. I mean, they just gave it to us because they felt like it.
Right.
Yeah, just because they want to include Eva's character model and not Curious.
Oh, God, we're still going on about that. Anyway.
I'm still salty.
That's a great point. We saw Eva, but we didn't get to see Kyrie. Very weird.
Anyways, going back to it, I do like that, it did specify that, even in their conversation, Dante has to tell Virgil, like, she went looking for you and she died looking for you, and, Virgil's like, no, she chose to save you and not me.
Well, I mean, think about it. That's damaging as a kid. That's creates post-traumatic stress disorder. You got to think about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's another thing. I like that the house is on fire, and Eva decides to hide her child in a closet.
Well, it's because there was a demon outside looking for them. The demons probably set it on fire. I know. Think about how everything was messed up even before the demon tree ship.
Yeah.
And Dante was surprised any of it was left standing, so that means it was a demon attack. It wasn't anything else.
Yeah.
And she probably knew Dante could survive a little fire, considering who his daddy was.
Fair.
Okay, so on our last episode, we did speculate could Virgil be an amalgamation of both Urizen and V in some way, and we were right. So the story is predictable, but just because it's predictable, it doesn't mean it's bad. Predictable does not mean bad at all.
No. I mean, that probably explains the 1,000K views we got, the 1K views. But anyway. Because someone picked up the phone, we fucking called it, but...
Yeah, so, okay, I don't know, maybe it's just me, Virgil's character model looked a little weird at first. Maybe it's because of, this is the first time we're seeing him, but it just looked a little weird, his face.
Man, because it's not anime.
Maybe.
I will say, the only thing that, kind of, struck me as off, I guess, is that he just kind of seemed like he would be the same age as in DMC3. Like there was no like real signs of aging at all. And then with Dante, he's just Dante looks like he really got old.
Well, even though you can be twins, you can still age differently.
I know, but still, I would expect them to like both have aged. Like, I don't know.
Also, I do want to. I don't get this. Maybe you guys do understand this. So when Trish was talking to V, Trish mentioned that Urizen is not a demon, but Virgil is half demon. So I don't get it.
Well, maybe she was just speculating or just talking about like I know demons from the underworld, but he's something else. I mean,
like
Urizen is a demon, but he's not a demon that she knows, because if you take a look at it, all of the demons that they run into, they're all demons that are known about either because of the order or because just because Trish is a native resident of the underworld, and it kind of seems like it's a small town thing. Like, hey, is that you, Trish? I haven't seen you in so long. Oh, Cerberus! I thought Dante killed you. Yeah, killed one of us.
I found that interesting. Well, everybody has to know each other at some point. It's only so big, like so many other places.
Yeah, like at a certain point, you just kind of know everyone.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Why would King Cerberus be guarding the gate to the bottom of the Quadpath when Cerberus can do anything he wants? Why would he willingly be chained up to guard something?
I don't know. I mean, why did any demon followers? And it's because he was the demon. He sat on the throne, man. Although technically king versus king, maybe King Cerberus got his ass kicked. He just didn't get killed. He's like, oh, look, I need you to serve as a deterrent.
Well, most times in situations like that, they either become a devil arm because they become submissive or through defeat. So who knows? Because if they die, they become devil arm, or if they submit, they become a devil arm out of survival.
Also, how many times do we hear the word Clyfoth? I swear it was like at least 100 times we heard that word.
A lot, but I mean, I'm fine with it just because when I first read it, I was like, how do I pronounce this?
Yeah, it's for our sake, honestly.
So, I was like, oh, Clyfoth. All right, now I know how to pronounce it. I won't sound like an idiot when we go on the podcast.
Yeah, see, it helps out.
I thought it was going to be one of those things where it's just, I see it written the entire time, but I never hear it pronounced. So I'm like, okay, I've got to game face this. I got to break it down.
No, you're lucky with all things. Just like Virgil, he is very thorough.
Yep.
Yeah. So
gives you the whole explanation, not half.
Okay, so I do want to talk about this point as well. So before V merges back into Virgil, he starts walking up to Virgil, and I'm like, wait, isn't Dante gonna at least be a little cautious here because they don't know anything about V? So why would he just willingly let V walk all the way up to him and go ahead and do it?
Well, he thinks V still has some sort of vendetta with Virgil because V didn't gave all the details to Trish, but Trish might have left something out. That's why he might have been so willing to let V go up there.
Yeah, but this isn't.
I just operated on the fact that Trish didn't fill in Dante on anything about V. She's kind of like, I'm not their mom. I'm not gonna introduce V, and I'm gonna let the boys be boys.
Yeah.
And of course, Nero didn't tell Dante anything either. But here's a question I have: do you think it was V's entire plan to eventually just merge back, or do you think he wanted to have Urzen die?
I think the plan was to merge.
If Urizen died, that means V would have died, so it would have been completely for naught going all that way.
There were like a million times that V could have died along the way as well. I mean, at the end, it was bit. And Dante's eyes, I can see how he let him go up. It's just like a dying man. Like my final wish is that I get to do the killing blow. And it's like, all right, you're kind of dying, man. you're literally knocking on death's door. You know what? You want to get the final hit in? Go ahead. You can take all the loot.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
about that, this isn't any random demon. This is Virgil, who Dante knows very well, obviously, which is why I thought he would at least, follow V while he was walking. Like, this is Virgil we're talking about. This isn't any random demon, any random enemy. This is someone Dante knows. So I thought...
Yeah. But someone that Dante wants dead either way. I mean, look, the time for talking between the two has long since gone at that point in time. At that point, he's just like, I really have to kill my brother. I've killed him like twice now. At this point, it's just like, I kill him, you kill him. Toss them, man. Really, paper, scissors, rock. It doesn't get to do it at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter at this point. I thought he was dead before. He's not, so I don't know what's going on anymore, man. You can't do it. I'll just do it again later. It doesn't matter.
If you die on the way there, I'll finish the job. Yeah, exactly. He's like, the only one who can't do it is Nero over there. The dead weight cannot come near him.
Yep. And even then, Nero is the whole reason that Virgil came back to life in the first place. I think that's kind of symbolic. And then it was symbolic that Virgil going through the portal says, "Thank you, Nero." I was like, that's the first time Virgil said thank you to anything. Like, oh shit. So I think at the end of the game, those two should mutual respect because then Nero and Virgil has a second shot to do things right, or at least half right anyway.
Okay, so yeah, you brought up the ending. Let's talk about it. So, okay, mission 19, we get the battle between Dante and Virgil, which is very reminiscent of the reboot fight. I know that...
Considering it took... But more so because of how the arena looked.
Yeah, exactly. It's how everything looked, and also the fight itself. I know it's the same characters, I know it's Virgil, but still, it was very similar, other than his double trigger mode. But, yeah, I'm not complaining. Thought that was a really good fight. Then we get on to mission 20, and it's the same fight, just with an overpowered Nero. I thought that was very disappointing. This is the first DMC game that doesn't really end strong for me. Every other DMC game is always ends strong, not a problem. But over here, mission 19, we get Virgil. Mission 20, it is the same boss, just with Nero, and you're just OP. So I didn't really.
What did you want from that fight? Did you expect?
Okay.
Did you expect like a second boss to come out of nowhere?
Okay, how about Virgil in his double trigger form the entire time, or something like that? Something different from mission 19.
Virgil pulled out Beowulf. I mean, he does have more than one weapon.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought mission 19 was fun because at the end I'm like, yes, I got that hidden. You're fucked, and then out of nowhere, he pulls off a last minute hit. I'm like, wait, what? Oh.
Yeah.
It would have been more fun for me if you did Beowulf, but whatever.
Oh, I since we're talking about the story, I would also like to point out Dante's really right because Nero's like, there's gonna be no family killing, and he's like, you nearly killed me with that right hook, and he's like, I'm like, yeah, he's got a point. You really could have just smacked the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but I mean, they got their shot in. They both got that shot in, so.
Oh, they got that shot in at the end. I'm like, what if they killed him? Like, there's just so many moments where I'm like, well, if you were, I'm pretty sure you weren't being careful to begin with, but one wrong move, you would have killed him.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, they're old enough. They've lived with that strength all their lives. Nero's kind of new to it, so Nero could have really killed Dante because he can't control it.
Yeah, he just straight up popped Dante in the face and almost knocked him out.
Yeah,
he's like, "Yeah, almost killed me there, kid."
Yeah, I mean,
still dead weight.
Almost killed me. Yeah, but it was funny how Nero got him dead weight at the end. I was like, ha. Nero carried a grudge all the way from the end of the says, "I need 5 minutes to charge the spirit bomb." Piccolo's like, "Did you just hold a grudge?"
that is the way to do it. You carry that until the right moment.
Yeah. But
Although,
but not beating DMC5 for Nero was the chasing Dante simulator. That's what it was.
Yeah. Look, Mr. Cool might have not liked the ending, but let's be honest. Did any of us see the end credits coming where, you still got to play? Because I did not.
Oh, I saw that coming.
But that moment between Dante and Virgil, that was everything I needed.
Okay, yeah, so I want to talk about that as well. So, after Nero beats Virgil, Virgil is apparently not the most evil guy in the world. Like,
arguable, but yes.
Well, he finds out that he created a new source of power, which is even greater than finding his own power, and that kind of brings him back down to earth. It's like, I've created Nero, and Nero is, what I hoped for.
Just it was so quick. It's like, wait, Nero, Virgil and Dante have hated each other their entire lives, and now they're fighting with each other, like alongside each other.
That was great.
Oh, because they found a greater purpose in life. I mean, think about it. Virgil obviously wants to be around to see Nero develop and attain the power that he couldn't. So that makes sense.
But when
Dante
Virgil
just happy to be an uncle.
When Virgil finds out that Nero is his son, he didn't care.
No, he didn't care until they fought. Virgil doesn't understand words. Virgil understands action.
Good point.
There's 3 different people in this world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point, but I just thought the turn of Virgil was a little too quick, which is why I found the ending not really satisfying, because leading up, it was great. The game was going great, and the story was pretty good, but I just thought it didn't end the way I wanted it to.
Okay, I gotta pick at you for a second. You thought the Virgil ending, you thought the way Virgil turned too quick was in this game, but yet, in the reboot you love so much, Virgil turned even quicker.
Yeah, it was just out of nowhere, too. Like, damn, see, here's the thing, like, Dante and Nero in the main games have always hated each other. They've always been at each other's throats. We understand that. And the reboot, they had each other's backs. They loved each other. They were truly brothers, just with a bit of rivalry. Where one, claimed to have the bigger cock. We don't know. Anyways, and then just all of a sudden, like, they can't really talk that out at the end. Like, even I gotta point out that he just 0 to 100 really went evil villain on that.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. I actually do agree that the turn was quick. I understand why they did it, but the turn was quick in the reboot also. So I'm not gonna defend that as much, but I also thought the turn here was also quick, and for me, it was quicker. So that's why I just didn't really find it satisfying.
I don't think it was quicker because, I mean, you could argue that in the reboot they had, like, these moments where Virgil was very much wanting to not turn his back on Dante, but, they had very much conflicting ideals, like the gun abortion or the time where he just wanted to leave Cat behind. But at the same time, Virgil turning to this one is, oh, I just found out I have a son.
Yeah, that's...
Like, here, I have a son. Is also, and he saw that his son, like him, was also strong-willed, so he was like, you know what, maybe it's worth seeing you happy than for me to not be an asshole the rest of my life. Okay.
Well, I did kind of expect, like, at some point, Virgil, like, assuming with all the games that we get in the future, I'm kind of expecting Virgil to kind of try to take that power for himself at some point.
But he can't, because it's something he can't take now, because it's not in a physical form anymore. Like, I don't know, like Dante mentioned, you cut off your own son's arm for more power, and he still kicked your ass.
I thought that was a very funny line. I appreciate that.
Unless Virgil tries to do the whole Qui-Fa thing over again, that's kind of done.
Yeah, but like Fallen said, there were seeds planted in the reboot for his turn. So that's why I could defend that a little as opposed to this where it's
No,
like
I'm gonna say this that depends on upbringing. Dante didn't know any better. Dante just, he was more streetwise and knew better. Dante just had common decency. Virgil, he sees it as a war, so everything he did, even though it was kind of assholeish, it was for the greater good. Just like the Virgil that we know. Yeah, he wanted more power, and his reasoning was for the greater good. He just had different means of obtaining it.
right. Yeah, so I'm just all I'm saying is the ending itself, I think it could have been executed a little better. Like just a few changes here and there, and I do wish, like, okay, even if you had Nero versus Virgil, just have him in his double trigger form the entire time or something, or not have Nero super overpowered, or just some change to the fight between mission 19 and 20. That's what I wanted.
Actually, I just thought about it. What do you call it? There actually is a lot of build up to Virgil's turn, to the side of good, the entire game as V, and all of his moments with Nero, with Nico, with just everyone. He still carries those memories.
Yeah, when they merged back, yeah,
and then it becomes
he was
even
thankful.
more.
And the thing is, I think he also owes Nero. He also knows Nero a debt as well, because he wouldn't have the second shot. Like I said earlier, he wouldn't have the second shot if Nero didn't go out of that way for him. Well, yeah. He even as V, he says, what do you call it, when Nero saves him from the fucking chicken that you took to the slaughterhouse. He's like, I owe you one. Yep, maybe this is him repaying him by not being such a bad guy or trying to be such an asshole. And then when you put it into the context of, wait, that's actually my son, when he thinks back on it, like, oh, he saved me this time, he helped literally carry me to the end to get to this point. It's just, it does have that build-up now that you think about it. Yeah, it does, but I always seen it from a different perspective. But yeah, once you put it the way you say, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And then there's also his time as Nilo Angelo. There's DMC3. All of these moments, they kind of culminate together into this turn. Yeah, and then the time as Nilo Angelo, he wouldn't have been free from being Nilo Angelo if Dante didn't kill him then. Yeah. So he kind of sees, hey, yeah, all this was done for me. It took his time as Yuri's, and he was only evil because he made himself that way, not because because he felt he had no other option. Because as punished Virgil, he was decaying just like V was. And then you also see that what do you call it? When he's waiting at the top of the Clyfos, which I like how he says, like, go heal yourself, Dante, and then we'll settle this up there. Like, he gives Dante time to, like, heal up. He's like, no, the final battle will come. We're gonna kick each other's asses, but I want you to be at full strength. That way, I know I really am better. That was a nice touch, but he even as he's waiting at the top, he waits at the top as he's like he monologues. He's like, I wonder if things would have been different had had our roles been switched. Would we be any different? And that is an interesting thing. That's showing a certain insight into who he is. Like, could things have been different? Yeah, he grew to be a more sentimental character. Holy shit, we just did a character, like, breakdown. What is it? Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, all right.
Okay, I definitely did not see the way you saw it. That definitely have a new perspective on this now. But
thank you. As a writer, I try my best to break things
down. So that was
okay. I need to read whatever you write. Okay.
That was good. For me, I still think, because he did not mention that at all, there was no emotion to him in his face or anything like that at the end of the game. It was just too quick for me. But
Virgil doesn't need him. Virgil is emotionless. He might feel something, but he is not outwardly going to portray it.
That's the thing. We need to see that. We need to see a hint of that at least. we didn't get any of that. The fight ends, and boom, he's fighting alongside Dante, the guy that...
The hint of it was him giving Nero his book.
Yeah, imagine that you spend your entire life. You don't have any family. You don't have a father, and then your dad shows up out of nowhere one day. He takes your arm, and then he beats the shit out of your uncle. Kind of beats the shit out of all of your friends, and then afterwards you beat the shit out of him, and he's like, "Okay, here's a book. There you go. There's my child support for the last 20 so years."
Well, it kind of gives me insight into what Virgil's all about.
Yeah, that was
because Nero was without him for so long. It makes sense.
He gets to know a little bit more about his father.
Yeah, even though not directly. And hell, I mean, if you beat the game, I mean, he's chilling with Nero in the van, so they might have been talking before that point. Who knows?
Yeah, you guys do make good points about Virgil. So yeah, overall, let's just wrap the story part of this. Guys, so if you had to rank it in terms of the DMC franchise, is this the best story that we've gotten?
It's up there.
I'm going to say the best story was still 3 just because it sets up everything. But I'll say that this is probably the most in-depth look we've had at the characters. They all do something besides slay demons. So I give it a high mark.
We even hear about Dante as Tony Redgrave in Morrison's notes and shit.
Yeah.
And Tony Redgrave City, just like you said, I thought that was hilarious. The first time you hear Tony Redgrave, though, was in the manga and the anime. Those are the times you would have heard that name before.
Yeah. Look, overall, I really liked it, and my God, that was one of my favorite jackpot moments. Don't say it. Jackpot. I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, I kind of laughed at that. I had a huge smile on my face as he said that.
That was very that warmed me a lot. I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's the callback we were looking for, but didn't know we needed.
See, here's the thing. I thought they were gonna go the route of a family reunion jackpot of Nero, Dante, and Virgil all doing it, but I like what we got.
Yeah, even though Nero never says it, but I think he'll adopt it later on in the series.
Yeah.
But I do have to say this, that Patty in the anime said that I'll ask you to marry me in 10 years to Dante. And guess what she was doing at her 18th birthday party? Calling him on the phone relentlessly to invite him. And I was wondering, wait a minute.
And then Nico even writes in her notes that she's very popular at her school, and that, she turns all the boys down. And I'm like, holy fuck, she wanted some of that devil dick. Jesus Christ.
Well, no, here's the thing. You guys read it before the prequel, before we started this?
I did not.
No, I did not.
Apparently, Lucia in the prequel, actually has a thing for Dante also.
Well, yeah.
Everyone just wants some of Dante, except for Nico, who wanted a bit of Nero.
Yeah, once a little bit, but then we also find out that the way she ogles that lady, yeah, she's obviously thinks that way too. So she said lady if she could.
Look, let's be honest, we all ogled lady in that moment, my God.
I really didn't.
Okay, well, you and I can no longer talk.
No, just because I knew it was gonna show up later on, and plus the first scene where you kind of rescue the goo thing, I was kind of like, oh, okay, whatever.
All right, so
personality-wise, I never liked Lady. So.
Wah!
I like her.
Hot take. All right.
Sorry about that.
All right, so let's just wrap up this review. Let's just give some additional thoughts at first. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? There is something I do want to talk about. That's the Faust hat. We didn't bring that up. So
no one here likes it.
So when we first got it, when we first got it, I didn't realize how many orbs we would have to use in order to actually use this weapon. So I didn't use it much in my first playthrough, but in my second playthrough, I'm using it a little more. It's not a bad weapon. What do you guys think about the weapon itself?
It's too much cost benefit for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the only thing I like about the Faust hat, Michael Jackson dance we got, that was...
Yep, that was legendary.
Let's talk about...
And then Dante doesn't question it and just says, I'll take that, and walks off.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that. So there's a lot of controversy going around Michael Jackson right now, because of the documentary. So this was just, it was really bad timing for the game. But
no, it was good timing. I say it was good timing. I say it was good timing because the man's already dead, and he's already faced judgment for whatever he was going to do in whatever afterlife you believe in. So what's the point in bringing all this up now?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Let's
just enjoy what he left behind. So
okay.
I don't really care.
Yeah. So regardless of what you feel about Michael Jackson, this being in the game, I didn't like it. Here's why. It has nothing to do with Michael Jackson the person, nothing to do with that at all. It's just that Dante never imitates anyone. He's his own guy. He brings the coolness to him. He doesn't need to imitate anyone. And now he's doing this Michael Jackson dance, who, everyone imitates Michael Jackson. So I just thought, really? Did we need that?
You have to think, though, that there is no character like Michael Jackson in their universe. As far as you know, Dante could just made all that up on the spot. Yep.
That's true. We don't know Michael Jackson.
And the Faust hat just probably broke the fourth wall. That's all it was there for, let's be honest.
He was actually channeling the spirit of Michael Jackson into him. He was crossing realities.
Yeah, so we don't know if Michael Jackson exists in that universe, but even if he doesn't, he exists in our universe. So it's like, wait, couldn't...
It doesn't matter what exists within our universe. He's still his own character.
Yeah, sure, but...
Yeah, it was funny. Dante's never been that serious. And let's be completely...
Look, there's also when he first runs into, the enemies who like to roll around. He thinks about using one to kind of like shave a bit. Like he's sticking his face so goddamn close to it. He's always cracking jokes. Even when he comes face to face with Virgil as Urzin, he's still cracking jokes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
He's a fun guy.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I just thought if they wanted to do some kind of dance scene to introduce the Faust hat, I just wish it was...
Okay, I gotta ask. Would you have rather been the Fortnite dance?
No.
Okay, alright. See, this whole section's over. Alright.
Would you have preferred the ice skates? Because I kind of would have won.
Oh, no. I already said that yesterday. I wanted to see the ice skates. That was a wasted opportunity.
I just thought if you wanted a dance scene, I wish it was more original, as opposed to someone that has been imitated by everyone.
Look, it's a lot of money to create a dance, and then you have to worry about copyrighting that, and you have to worry about suing people over that.
No, you can't copyright dances. Thank God, you can't do that. They've already said that in court. You can't do that.
I mean, there were the people that were suing Fortnite over it.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah, screw those guys.
Anyway.
And it's really easy to add an ice skating function to Balrog to let it be on fire.
Oh my god, yes.
So, yeah, I know a lot of people love that scene. It just didn't really work for me, but hey. Alright, so I do have a few more additional thoughts. Okay, so during the cutscenes, you can't pause at all. This is a nitpick, but you can't pause. I mean, guys, life happens sometimes, and you have to pause during the game. So I thought that was weird. Almost every other game, you can pause during cutscenes. So I just thought they should have included that in the game.
No, that was a throwback to the PS2 era, man. You couldn't pause cutscenes during the PS2 era.
Yeah, and there's also the fact of the cutscenes are something that you gotta go through in one sitting, man. You're either gonna sit through that in one sitting, or if you really have to, do something so immediately, just, skip the cutscene and then pause the game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
we can rewatch the cutscenes in the gallery, but I just thought that should be an option. Like, that is something you don't have to throw back to the PS2 era. Like, people need to pause sometimes. I needed to pause a few times.
Nah, I appreciate it. I've been gaming long enough where that's not nitpick for me.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
If anything, pausing during a cutscene is a luxury.
Man, I'll tell you the one game that you could pause a cutscene in, and I didn't really. Man, there's only one game that deserves pausing a cutscene, and that's Metal Gear Solid 5.
My God, it just any Metal Gear Solid game. It's so many fucking cutscenes.
Well, because
I love it. I love it, but
I will say this: the only reason why you can pause a cutscene in a Hideo Kojima game, or would want to, is because he went to school for film before he got into video games. So
you have to also remember that's the guy who wanted to have a boss battle that lasted literally 2 weeks.
yeah, see.
also,
Be thankful. Because if he got that wish, oh God.
He's the man that you need to put on a chain, otherwise he will do
shit that might be Death Stranding. Don't say anything, because he might put that in Death Stranding.
If he was going to, he already did.
Yeah, good point. Game's basically done. He's just polishing it up.
He's making sure that it really will last 2 weeks and that you can't cut it short.
Oh God, no, he does the DMC5 secret ending trick. You have to beat the boss during the prologue, which also takes 3 hours.
Oh my God.
That way you beat the game right off.
I will say that the secret ending I felt was a little lackluster.
Well, the secret ending is like, it doesn't have to be anything more than what it is. Like, he really cheaped out. Okay, we're not going to give you anything. You cheaped out and beat the game, and like, it's a prologue, so we're not going to give you anything. Just move on.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I guess they figured the game would get hard enough you couldn't do it anymore, so then you have to put more work in each time because you don't have any upgrades going to the next section.
yeah, I agree with Fallen. The secret endings were just okay. I expected more, especially from a secret ending. You normally expect a tease for what's to come next or something like that. We didn't get anything like that at all. So I just wish we got something.
In all fairness, I can kind of understand it because going forward, look, Virgil literally just killed his dad. Where do you go from there? All of the exposition and shit is gone. Like, you can't really move on from there.
No, and the thing about that is, what the heck is he gonna do? Is he just gonna rot and die?
Probably. Like he just looked at that moment and he's like, oh shit, he straight up killed him. I thought he was gonna leave him alive. Fuck, I was gonna go in for the final kill. I'm gonna die.
Yep, that is when V says I've made a great mistake.
Yep. He's like,
but no. V in that short span that he has left to live, he becomes a famous poet and author.
My God, award-winning author. He writes the next Devil May Cry game. He's like, and this is what would have happened had someone not killed the demon me.
Yep.
He's just bitter about it the entire time. He writes out the entirety of DMC5. What do you call it? If Nero didn't kill Urzen.
Yep. And he uses his extensive knowledge of the demon world, and he puts some sacred text in the back only a few people can read, and it summons him back for a couple more months. Yep.
All right.
Holy shit! But I did want to say this about the music in the game.
Yeah, go ahead.
The music choices they gave us for battle themes kind of sucked. It's got everything we would want, but nothing more than that. There was music I liked from the series that they didn't put in for battle music, but whatever.
Also, I wish we could choose more than one theme. Like, it could just shuffle or something.
That would be fun because Wings of the Guardian from BMC was well for me.
because there's a lot of themes that I would love to just listen to while battling as all three of these characters, but we just have to stick to one theme. So I wish we were able to choose multiple, because I would have chose them all and just shuffled them, and like, oh, in this battle you get this theme, in this battle you get this theme. I think that would have been better, but that's a nitpick as well.
No, I have to say this. I want to know the composer of that game because the boss fight music sounded like some next gen Castlevania shit. I loved it.
It was great.
Yeah, especially the Cavalier Angelo theme. I'm waiting for that to come out because that was the most epic boss theme I have ever heard. Still is.
Let's just go into the boss battles a little. We haven't really talked about that. So
King Cerberus was the most difficult.
I
next
think
to Virgil.
I think this has to be the best DMC games in terms of if we're including all boss battles. If we're just including boss battles, I think it's the best in the series.
They were all fun.
I'm going to tell you this. If they included a DMC3 style boss rush in this game, no one would survive it.
Fuck, I want that.
That would have been your preload to Bloody Palace because they would have had mob enemies thrown in between. I guarantee they would have.
Yeah, and speaking of mobs of enemies, normally in all these games, before the final boss, we get this insane amount of enemies to deal with. So for this game, it would have been mission 18. We didn't get that. It was just another standard mission. We didn't get this part where we have to face every single demon out there before we get to the two final bosses, or the one
If I remember
final
right,
boss.
mission 18 was fighting the V's familiars, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I thought that was stylistically alright. That was fun.
It was.
I thought it met themes.
And plus, they alluded to wanting, and plus, Griffin alluded to wanting to kill Dante later, so earlier in the game, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, I didn't expect him to actually try. Hold on, this is different.
I didn't expect this chicken to be able to actually put up a fight.
For what it was, now, if he was full size, then that would have been a different story. Because we would have had DMC1 all over again. I would have been like, oh shit. Okay, he was easily the most challenging thing in the game besides Mundus.
Yeah, so also Goliath, we face him in a few different areas. I wish that was included more in other boss fights, where we face this boss in different areas as well, because that was great.
Well, we only faced him twice, no?
Yeah, you only faced him once with V and then once with Nero.
Yeah, no, like in Nero's boss battle, you go to different areas, like
Oh, okay,
yeah,
like
environments.
Oh, like when they smashed the building.
Right,
Okay,
right, yeah.
that was very cinematic.
Yeah, it was super cool, like great feature. I wish that was included more.
Well, I mean, in the Gilgamesh battle, you have something like that. Because I mean, it's a really big boss area. But I mean, he's climbing up buildings. He's smashing different catwalks down.
Objects, stuff. Yeah. You can tell which ones were meant to be shown off as a tech demo and which bosses weren't.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like Artemis was a pretty static boss. Cavalier Angelo as well.
Yeah, but the thing about it is Artemis had like different things you could break during the fight.
Yeah, I guess.
You can tell the stage was getting fucked up, you know? Man, anybody who fought Artemis the first time thought she was too easy.
I thought she was okay.
I mean, she was like Agnes 3.0 for me. Just grim grip to her, or Sanctus really. Grim grip to him and just kill her.
I struggled at first just figuring it out because I am really bad with bosses who do the ranged thing because I'm very much up close kind of guy. Especially ones that can knock you back. But I mean, look, by the end, I was one hit from death. And she still had like half her health. After that, I made it.
Okay, good. And once you learn the attack patterns, it's not difficult.
Yeah. And then facing her a second time with V, that was the easiest thing ever.
Yeah, because V is all about V is the range game too. So when you kind of meet her on her own playing field, pretty easy.
Yep.
And Cerberus was my favorite boss fight in the game. It was also the toughest.
It was also the toughest, but it had a lot of callbacks.
Right.
The 3 and 4, and I loved that.
It was so good. It was so good, that boss fight. Loved it.
Yeah. My favorite line for that fight was, even Burial couldn't stand up to my flames, and I'm like, oh shit, that's who I named my YouTube account after. Oh shit.
I did notice that when you were in the chat when I was when I was streaming. Yeah.
So yeah, the boss.
Nobody outside the DMC community would get that. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, the boss battles were absolutely great. So they did a great job with that. And also Virgil, Mission 19, I thought was a great boss battle. So
I do have to say something though. That after you kill Burial, guess who takes his place? Guess who took his place? It was Balrog.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, Balrog took Burial's place, and I thought that was funny because in the Nightmare prequel, Balrog says, "Not even Burial can stand to my flame." I was like, "Oh shit!" And then Cerberus says the same thing, but yet you're wearing Balrog to the fight.
And then Balrog's what I used during the fight.
Yeah, see. So that was a lot of layers built on top of that.
Yeah, that was a long time coming. They'd been writing that since DMC 1.
They had to have been or something, or they just cobbled a bunch of lore together and just made it work.
All right. So, do you guys have any additional thoughts to the game?
Yeah, I did. If anybody's playing SMT Liberation DX2 on Android or iOS, they are adding a Devil May Cry 5 event starting tomorrow, and you'll be able to get Nero, Dante, and V as playable characters.
That's cool.
Each of them has their own stats and their own abilities and everything. But this is the first time you can play as both Bayonetta and Dante in the same game.
True.
So it'd be fun to have John, Bayonetta, Dante, and Nero on the same squad. That'd be hilarious.
I will say my final thoughts is if you didn't take Devil's Never Cry into those two final boss battles, you were doing something wrong.
No, I did that. Just for nostalgia.
It added a whole new layer to that battle. Good. Real fun.
And I love the game. We need more of that. I almost want to get at Matt Walker on Twitter and just bow at his feet and just tell him, hey, give it to thank you in Japanese for me. I would do it myself, but I don't know Twitter. I'll just have Matt Walker do it.
Oh, I know it's on Twitter, but he blocks anyone who adds him in English.
Oh, so he's another Kamiya. Well, at least Kamiya will let you add him before he blocks you.
Or maybe I'm thinking of Kamiya. I don't know.
Yeah, you might be thinking of Kamiya because if you tweet at Kamiya in English, he'll answer your question, but he'll block you.
So it's
But I'm like, that's fucked up, dude.
I'm like, I got blocked by my favorite game developer.
Yeah, I would just tweet at him in Japanese and be like, ha, what now, bitch? I can speak Japanese too.
Someone did tweet at it in Japanese, and he responded in English saying that it was like poor grammar, and he answered the question. He's like, still blocked. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so rude.
So he wasn't even appreciative that somebody tried. Really?
I think he said that good try.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to pull up because someone posted it. I'm like, I need to look.
And the thing is, though, would DMC be where it is if he was still directing it? Probably not.
True.
Because the only game he did was the first one. He left Capcom, so he did his own thing in Capcom. So I was like, fuck it.
All right.
If Kamiya wants to be a little bitch crybaby, that's on him.
All right, and Hunter, let's wrap up with your final thoughts.
Man, you kind of already got it, man. I just was over the moon happy about it. And yeah, I saw the Virgil cutscene coming because I saw the trailer. But you know what? I don't care. I was excited to get the band back together. And now that Virgil might possibly be a good guy and go on further adventures, then hey, I'm fine with that.
And
It's
now,
like we got the Power Rangers together all over.
now we have to answer the question.
Sixth Ranger.
We have to answer the question that a lot of people are asking: is this the best Devil May Cry game of all time? What do you guys think?
No, I'm not gonna say yes to that because time is infinite. We might get something that's way better than this later.
Okay, as of right now, is this the best Devil May Cry game?
Best Devil May Cry so far. I don't know how they're gonna follow it up. I'm really interested. I like how there's a trophy that's titled "Take a Job Immediately after the Redgrave incident." But I mean, you don't do anything special for that. Like the only thing is that Morrison has a job for Lady and Trish. So I'm curious.
The DLC they don't want to talk about.
Exactly.
That's what I was playing as Trish and Lady, and hopefully I just get to be Trish through all of that. So I'm fine.
So
look, I will also say one thing I'm angry about. Damn it, Lady and Dante is still not canon. I'm out.
Well, again, and I feel like I'm the only one that bothered to read before this. Dante likes to keep things business first, so that's the reason why he hasn't made his choice on any females in the series. He focuses on being a businessman first and a ladies' man kind of never because he likes money.
He likes money. He kind of lacks it though, given that the power has been shut off twice.
Well, no. Here's the thing about him though. He does such a specific job, and it's such a niche job that, come on, and plus he's not the only demon hunter either.
That's true. He's just the legendary demon hunter, and I'm sure he charges a lot for that.
Yeah, of course. And then here's the thing. I mean, Morrison pays whatever bills when he can, because Morrison was the reason why the lights and water and stuff was cut back on anyway, before they went out again.
Yep.
Because he paid those bills for Dante before the game started.
And then it lasted all of a month. Then Trish and Lady show up, eat his pizza, and then the power goes out.
Yeah, you gotta pay those bills every month or nothing works, just like real life.
Yeah, so basically Dante's gonna come home, he's like, all right, I've lost my power again, but at least I have my pizza. Wait, no, I don't. Those crazy bitches ate them.
No, and then Virgil says, we have a workaround, right? Remember that Blitz demon we killed? Yeah. Go plug its claw into the generator. And it's like, oh shit, there's still lightning coming from it. Oh shit. Infinite power for free.
At that point, you could also use the King Cerberus for that too. But imagine,
at this point, yeah.
Imagine being a demon. You get your ass kicked by some dude, and you're like, all right, I will be subservient to you. I will be your weapon. And then he uses you to charge his phone.
Hey. The thing about that is, you could haunt his phone forever. You could pull some ring bullshit and come out through his phone just to fuck with him.
True, but damn, that's kind of pretty really to me. Like, I was this great and powerful demon general. All my foes kneeled beneath me. This one really strong guy came and defeated me, so I decided to serve him, and he used me as a wall plug.
Hey, the thing is, like, they can't argue with him because he just kicked their ass again.
Exactly. That is your lie.
That's the whole purpose. Yeah, that's the whole purpose of becoming a devil arm, is so you can get stronger through combat. And then you try again later, kill your owner, and become free after that.
You get stronger. You expect to get stronger through combat. Ah, fuck! I didn't get stronger through combat. I'm just being used in plants.
Yeah, or the worst part is, be like the first Cerberus. And guess what Dante did with that one? He sells all his devil's arms for money. So yeah, that's what happened to Agni and Rudra. So I pity the person who ended up getting Agni and Rudra. Holy shit.
Good point.
You ask for your money back at that point.
Yep. Ask for your money back, give them back the swords. And apparently all the devil's arms can talk, because Balrog does it too.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, If you use Balrog enough, he'll say, "Use my flames in a fight if he's unlit during the fight."
Okay.
And after his ignition, after you light him up by punching him, and there's no fighting going on, he says 0, 3, 2, 1 before he cools down. Yeah, so yeah, they all talk on some degree. It's just Cerberus doesn't talk because of what it is.
Right.
It's a dog.
Well, it's a nunchuck. You know Cerberus can talk, but talking nunchuck just done out there for the series, you know?
Yeah, on the list of things that are out there. You know, a lot of weird shit happened, but you grew back your arm? There was a giant tree, there was transforming weapons and a lot of demons, and you're focused on, I grew back an arm. You made me an arm that slows down time, and you're focused on my arm. Your van busted out from the ground and took no damage, and it doesn't even have a scuff on it. And you focus on my arm.
Yep.
I just found out I have a father, and you're focused on I grew an arm.
Well, you know, Nico and fathers don't do, and her father didn't do so well.
Man, fathers in the Devil May Cry series really don't do well.
The worst.
Dad, the Nero's dad.
Man, it's crazy though when you think about it. That how DMC 5 and 2 are connected is really weird, especially with 4 in between the two now, because Agnes used to work for Ouroboros, the evil corporation from DMC 2. So it kind of makes sense that he already knows a thing or two about demonic research before going back to Fortuna.
That's true.
So, just a bunch of lore I'm throwing at you guys. I'm sorry about that.
That's fine. Look, I'm just saying, the timeline worked just fine with 3, 1, 4, 2. It worked just fine.
No. I like it this way. Because then I can make connections that, you know, it's easier to make connections with now. You forgot the anime. The anime is actually just considered canon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Of all things. Hell, we didn't even get a Devil Trigger animated in that, so I'm pissed about that. We don't speak on that.
Oh, the Devil May Cry anime is also, what do you call it? Now free on PSN. I still need to go get that.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's only 12 episodes if you want it. It's not the best animation for Madhouse, but it's still animation for Madhouse.
I'll check it out if I can.
Yeah, you can also find it for free online. So I mean,
Yeah.
If you feel like pirating it, don't want to pay for it if it's not free now, go for it.
All right, and I will go through my final thoughts. This is not my favorite DMC game. The reboot is still my favorite Devil May Cry game. I just thought the story was stronger in that one, and the characters. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. I can match you on this one now. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm about to break down some more characters.
Oh, no.
I'm breaking out the pen.
Here's the thing about the DMC storyline. It was done better by other things that came before it. It wasn't new and it wasn't groundbreaking. They were just the 14th person to retell the same story.
Yeah, it's not original, but the way they did it, I thought it was absolutely beautiful. That's why the story worked so well for me. And obviously the combat in DMC is great with the reboot. So, yeah, that is still at the top. Here's the thing. The DMC Definitive Edition is one of my favorite games of all time. So saying DMC 5 doesn't top that, that's a high bar. I love DMC 5. It's just that DMC Reboot is, you know, one of my favorite games of all time. The Definitive Edition. So that's why it doesn't get quite up there. But it is still a great game.
Even the story of DMC and the message that it has behind it just doesn't hold a candle to it, because with DMC Reboot, it starts off with like, anti-capitalist propaganda and shit, you know, bring down the machine, man. You know, it's all run by demons, which, you know, that's really ironic from a corporation.
Have you ever seen They Live by John Carpenter?
I have not. I know I have to. I have to watch it, but I've not yet.
That movie is the exact same thing DMC did, the reboot. So, you know, have fun with your derivative story of your derivative storytelling.
Yeah, same here. I'm a big film guy, and to me, the story in the reboot is still the best story in the DMC franchise for me, and the combat is still it's tough between DMC5 and the reboot. I'm still trying to decide which one I like more. Just because there's so much more variety in DMC5, it's probably DMC5, but the reboot is up there. So as of right now, the reboot is still my favorite, but DMC5 is an amazing game. I'm pretty sure every Devil May Cry fan would love DMC5, and it looks like with all the reviews, with all the reviews, seems like everybody is enjoying it. So yeah, it was a great game. This, obviously we talked about so much here. So, guys, do you have any more final thoughts? And then we'll wrap it up.
No, I'm good. I gotta go get dressed. I gotta head to the mall, so I'm fine.
All right.
Dad's getting a Nintendo Switch, so
ooh,
that means I get the PS4. So I'm happy about that.
And Fallen, do you have your final thoughts?
Look, one of my favorite games that has come out this year. The year is still young, so I'm hoping Sekiro, don't fail me now. I'm relying on you. But
that's not my budget, unfortunately. I'd love to have it, but not budget.
It's not my budget either right now, but I'm gonna wait on it. When it comes up later, I'm expecting great things. But DMC5 so far, favorite game of the year, favorite game in quite a while actually. Like that is one that it was really top tier.
DMC5 is game of the year until Ghost of Tsushima comes out.
Oh.
Why? Because that's when I'm going to get my inner weeb on and be Virgil for a month.
True.
Because it's Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is awesome.
Yeah, they're an awesome studio and an awesome developer.
They're so good.
I'm looking forward to it.
So, yeah. Also...
And I love Akira Kurosawa, so that's what it's taking inspiration from all his movies, so it's cool.
Right. Yeah. Also, one more thing about the reboot. The reboot also hits me more emotionally when it comes to the story, which is why I think that's just better. But anyways, let's wrap this up. So thank you.
It goes Lady, then Cat, then Trish. List what? Bam.
Trish, Cat, and Lady, and the car guy says Nico. So that's my top 4.
Yeah, Nico hits the bottom for me.
Wow.
Actually, it's Nico, then Kyrie.
I don't even put Kyrie in the conversation.
For me, it's Cat, Lady, Nico, then Trish. Yeah.
Wow. Higher than Girl 1 of the series.
Yeah, not a big Trish guy.
But technically, if you want to go canonically, Lady is Girl 1 of the series, but in terms of what came out first, yeah. Well,
also, Trish is a demon.
And?
I'm pretty sure the other choice is probably more safer.
That's a part of the fun, man.
That's true.
Well, look, Trish knows what she's doing, okay? You gotta use that fact to your advantage.
You think that Lady ain't gonna shoot you?
She's
got a rocket launcher.
Do you see that wave? She can be sweet when she wants to. So, I don't think I'll have to worry too much about her being aggressive.
Look, I'm pretty sure she'll be real aggressive. Didn't you see when she shot Dante in the face point blank? Not in this game, but in 3.
But that's when they first met. Hey, once you get comfortable with Lady, pretty sure she'll give you that wave every time.
Look, Lady and Trish weren't even concerned when they were eating the pizza.
Yeah, they were trying to make dibs on his office, so
yeah.
Okay, good point.
They said, how long you will be gone this time? And I'm like, oh, shit, really?
Like, damn, they don't even care. They're just expecting him to come back.
Hell, here's the thing. He's not even Dante might not even be gone long. Dante can show back up in the next week if he wanted to, because guess who he's with? The guy who can cut dimensions in half.
True. Alright. holy shit, this is almost 2 hours. So yeah, it was a long discussion, but we tried to cover as much as we can. And, this is our full review, so I think it's fine that we went pretty long. So,
Yeah, but if I have to slap a number on it, 9.8.
wow, that is almost a perfect score.
I'm gonna give it a solid 9.
I don't like doing ratings, so I'm not really a 1 out of 10 guy. So you guys have done it for me. Yeah, it is like
You want to give it a style ranking?
Ooh,
Yeah, go for it.
S.
Okay. Yeah.
Or something, or
Yeah.
I'm something between S and SS. Yeah, so 1 S or 2 S's. Probably
Okay,
2.
so 2 S's out of 2 S's out of 3. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I really, really love this game, and it is very, very replayable, which is great. So
Man, not on some of the Sparta mode where you gotta fight 2 damn Fury enemies. I hate those, man. But anyway, it's a conversation. We'll have that next week.
Yeah,
or
so
whenever we record.
yeah, so for our next episode, there's still probably other stuff to cover, and there might be more news. Who knows? Maybe for the future or something. And we would also like to talk about where the DMC franchise is heading. Hopefully, we'll cover that in the next episode. Just speculation and stuff. So yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this very, very long episode of the Discussion May Cry podcast. If you have a friend that's also a DMC fan, just tell them about the channel. It will really help us out. So, subscribe for all the latest Devil May Cry news because, sure, DMC5 is out, but we still got Bloody Palace. We still got the Netflix series. We don't know where this franchise is going in the future, so there's still a lot more to talk about. And I have a few ideas about...
And we forgot to mention that there is going to be a prequel manga as well as the prequel for the Nightmare called Visions of V.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to talk about that on the next episode because, Hunter, you did go through them. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah. And also, the gameplay I have in the background for this episode is thanks to Hunter. I tried recording mine, but I realized I kind of suck when it comes to combos, so I asked Hunter to do it, and he helped me out a lot. Thank you.
Hopefully I didn't disappoint.
Yeah, so thank you so much, and subscribe for all the latest Devil May Cry news.
Yeah, thank you,